The Right Professor is pleased to announce our inclusion in the Target Corporation's affiliate program. Please visit sdenisejohnson.com/affiliates for special discounts on your purchases with Target. Please be advised, the views and opinions expressed by The Right Professor are not a reflection of the views and opinions of the Target Corporation. Likewise, the views and opinions of the Target Corporation are not a reflection of the views and opinions of The Right Professor. Hi, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of the Lit Minute with me, Professor Stephanie Johnson, also known as The Right, W-R-I-T-E, Professor. The title of this episode is Juneteenth is Lit, and it will focus on some of the celebrations and the celebratory gatherings that I was a participant in this month. But in addition to that, this month has just been lit altogether, and I really want to thank my viewers for continuing with me on this journey from the beginning of June all the way up until today, the last day of June. I have just been busy. All of my travels and activities have had something to do with literature, and in particular, Black literature as well. So I'm just elated to be able to share my experience with you, and also to be able to continue to reach out to you to remind you of the importance of literature and the significance of literacy to all communities, and in particular the African American community. With that being said, just a brief aside, I was able to travel to Seattle, Washington on work-related business, and upon doing my research before going to Seattle, since it was my first time, I discovered that Seattle was recently announced or named a city of literature by the United Nations for one of their campaigns or programs that promotes urban development and creative ways of increasing urban development in different areas around the world. So I will be touching on that in one of my future episodes, because I was able to go to the main library in Seattle and get a little footage regarding my visit. So that's going to be in an upcoming episode. Now, with this particular episode, Juneteenth is Lit, I'm going to share with you a few of my activities that I participated in this month for Juneteenth. One was a Juneteenth celebration in St. Petersburg, Florida, and the second actually started today at my maternal family reunion in Georgia. So I've been moving around quite a bit this month, and I've had an awesome time doing it. Let's talk about Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is lit. According to Juneteenth.com, possibly the official website for the celebration, which it also calls a worldwide celebration, the history of the holiday is as follows. Juneteenth is the oldest celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States. Dating back to 1865, it was on June 19th that the Union soldiers, led by Major General Gordon Granger, landed at Galveston, Texas, with great news that the Civil War had ended and that all slaves were free. Wait, so wasn't the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863? Yes, that's right. June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years after Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation that was to take effect on January 1st, 1863. Texas was doing its own thing. It took the surrender of General Lee in April 1865 and then General Gordon Granger from the Union Army to make this take effect in Texas 2.5 years later. That's right. When Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, he gave this freedom proclamation. The people are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them become that between employer and hired labor. The freed are advised to remain at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness, either there or elsewhere. Juneteenth 2018 was a very personal celebratory experience for me this year, as well as a communal one. Earlier this year, I was able to participate in a DNA research process where I was able to submit my DNA to a particular company. That company is African Ancestry.com, for them to trace my maternal lineage. I received my results on June 19th, 2018. The test revealed that my matrilineal heritage originates with the Balanta people of Guinea-Bissau in West Africa. I shared the discovery with my family at our reunion barbecue on June 30th, 2018. The Balanta, meaning literally those who resist, are an ethnic group found in Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, and Gambia. They were fiercely independent people. They loved to celebrate festivals and traditional holidays. They believed that their ancestors came from the Far East, as in Egypt, Ethiopia, and India, and DNA research supported their claim and found their origins in the Sudan, which in ancient times was known as Nubia and Egypt. My communal experience of Juneteenth 2018 was also lit. This year, I was able to celebrate with Coffee Con Regalia as they hosted Dashiki in the City Juneteenth celebration on June 23rd in St. Petersburg, Florida. At the festival, I had the pleasure of reading the Juneteenth proclamation. I also felt inspired to share history and reflections on Juneteenth, as well as reminding the participants and attendees that during enslavement, it was illegal for enslaved persons to read or to write. Therefore, just the act of literacy was not only illegal, but it was an act of rebellion. In so doing, I was inspired to remind the attendees that literacy is quite important to the African American community. Why? Because in withholding literacy during enslavement, enslavers were able to continue the bondage that they had on African Americans. Our ancestors on this soil, like Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, and Phyllis Wheatley, they realized that in order to obtain freedom, it was a necessity to become literate. This festival was so lit. Sister Zamor of Afrofit demonstrated the Shakacha dance while balancing a bowl of flames on the top of her head. She also encouraged the attendees to recover dance rituals from their tribes in order to assist in their total well-being and to positively impact their fertility. So for personal and communal reasons, my Juneteenth 2018 was lit, and I hope that yours was as well. And if you're not celebrating, I hope this inspires you to celebrate. You know, being able to find out my matrilineal connection to the continent of Africa made all of the difference for me, as well as being able to celebrate in a community of people who have already been celebrating Juneteenth and who are dedicated and committed to chronicling this history and passing down this knowledge from one generation to the next so we won't forget our connection and the importance, and in my case, the significance of literacy and literature to the African American culture and heritage. My experience this year culminates in this Juneteenth poem entitled Keep in Your Heart the Blood, written in 1996 by Christina K. Keep in your heart the blood. Remember always the glory days, the dances, the songs, the chants, the rituals, the customs, the people. Remember times in beautiful Africa, your people. From green forests, golden deserts, to the deepest, darkest regions of Congo and Virunga. Here in this land, here always in your heart, the beating of drums, the ancient customs of Kagani. Remember always the kings and queens, Tutankhamun, Cleopatra. But do not sit and not remember the dark days. Keep in your heart the blood. Blood spilled by those who fought for freedom. The blood of the slave as the whip touches the flesh. Be not enslaved. Be now empowered. Feel it, taste it, drink it. Gather it in buckets. Bathe in it. Bathe your children in it. Keep in your heart the blood. Juneteenth is lit. This has been Season 2, Episode 6 of the Lit Minute with me, Professor Stephanie Johnson, also known as The Right, W-R-I-T-E, Professor. Remember, reading is lit, so be lit. Hi there. Are you enjoying my videos? Do you find them engaging, enriching, and mildly entertaining? If so, share me. Don't keep me all to yourself. I'd love to be able to share this knowledge with not only you, but with your family and your friends. So come along with me and invite others to join us as we stay lit together. Like, share my videos, and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'll be seeing you.